In the world full of darkness, I'm searching for a light. Do not just limit within mere books, but find the inner light. True knowledge is not just about thinking. It is what you have, it is what you become. Hello and namaste to everyone present here. My name is Dr. Shausti, and today in the auspicious occasion of 150th birth anniversary of Sri Aurobindo, I would like to wish you all a happy Aurobindo Day, and I would also like to thank the entire organization committee for organizing this very speech competition. Well, at the beginning, what I would like to say is that the program today is more than just a speech competition, because today is a day to dive into the life and philosophy of an eminent and mystic person who has taught the entire civilization that education is not just about certificates, but it's to build a person, it's to build an individual who can serve the entire humanity and who can serve the entire nation through his or her knowledge. And by understanding whom, we can understand ourselves more. And by understanding the philosophy of whom, we can realize the spatial strength that is hidden within us. So let's dive into the life of this great mystic person, a great poet, nationalist, a philosopher and guru, Sri Aurobindo. The word Aurobindo means lotus in Sanskrit. Lotus that symbolizes strength, resilience and purity. Sri Aurobindo Ghosh was born in Calcutta in August 15, 1872. He started his early education in an English boarding school in Darjeeling, and when he reached the age of 7, he went to England for his further studies. He was a bright student, both in academics as well as in extracurricular activities. And although he spent most of his life, most of his educational life in the Western world, he was still influenced by the Eastern world, and he had love and affection towards the Eastern world, due to which he returned back to India and involved himself into the Indian politics and the Indian independence movement. He also launched the journals like Vande Mataram, Dharma, Karma Yogi, etc. to propagate his revolutionary ideas and his political philosophies within the people. And due to this very reason, he was also arrested by the then British government and kept in the Allnepalkhabar jail. In the Allnepalkhabar jail, he practiced yoga, the science to connect mind, soul, body and nature, meditation and the philosophy of Gita. Likewise, the philosophy of Sri Aurobindo, which is a synthesis of naturalism, pragmatism, idealism and realism, is based upon 3 major cornerstones, that is Dharma, Bhakti and Yoga. And likewise, although Sri Aurobindo was brought up in the Western world, he was so much affected by the Eastern world, and he had so much love and affection towards the Vedic civilization that he believed in the power of Vedic civilization, and he believed the knowledge that the Vedic civilization imparted. And for this, I would also like to give you all an example. All of you may have heard the word child-centered education, and most of you may thought that this very concept is brought by the Western world. But what I would like to say to you all, that our Vedic civilization and our Vedas thousands of years ago have already said that Lalayet Panchavarshani, Lalayet Panchavarshani, Dasavarshani Satadayet Prapteshu Shodase Varse Putre Mitravadachani, which mean that till the age of 5, treat the child with immense love and affection. And after, till the child reaches the age of 16, discipline the child. And after the child reaches 16, treat the child as your best friend, as your best mate. So we can see that this very Vedic civilization has such a great concept, such a lovely concept of child-centered education. And likewise, I would also like to give you another example. All of you may have heard the word learning through doing. And my grandfather, who is 90 years old, and he has no any educational certificates, but he can do great mathematical calculation with just the help of his fingers and with the help of his mind. But my graduate friends, who have great grades and who have great certificates, they cannot do even a minor mathematical calculation without the help of a calculator. So we can see that in the world of the grades and in the world of certificates, we are lacking behind the true essence of knowledge. And this is what Sri Aurobindo wanted to teach us. Sri Aurobindo wanted to teach us that for the child to develop, a child must need free and creative environment, and a child must use his or her entire creativity, the mental senses and the aesthetic senses that will help a child to develop into his or her greatest extent and the greatest fullest potential. For this, we can use the major cornerstones that Sri Aurobindo taught, the major 3 cornerstones, and we can use the blending of the spiritual realization as well, because spiritual realization not only transfers a person's soul, but also transfers a person's conciseness and also can transform that person's very nature. And the various international ashrams of Sri Aurobindo also taught this very philosophy, and they believe that education is not just about certificates. This was the major thing, because in today's world, we are learning about the certificates and we are not running towards the main essence of knowledge. And likewise, although Sri Aurobindo left this world, this physical world in 5th December 1950, his ideologies, his beliefs, his philosophy is still alive in the heart and mind of many, as they have transformed many, and it has taught the art of living and the art of realization. So, at the end, I would like to say to all of you to close your eyes. And let's remember Sri Aurobindo today in his auspicious occasion, and let's do Naman to Sri Aurobindo. Naman, Naman.